In this video, I'm going to show you a demonstration on how to book TB test for visa application. So before I go on with this video, I want you to understand something that is really important. I want you to understand that this video is done for information purposes only, okay? And I want to put a strong disclaimer out there that I'm not liable for losses or damage or any loss of information that is caused directly or indirectly by watching this video. I really want you to understand that, okay? So I wanted to make sure that by all means refer to the official United website for the information that I'm even sharing in this video. So what I'm going to do before I move on to the next tip, I'm going to show you the steps, what you need to do and everything, but let us go to the website and show you why you need to go to the website that I'm talking about. Here's why you need to make use of this official United Kingdom website. Application for visa test, tuberculosis TB test for visa applications. Okay, so as you can see, this is a well-detailed, explained, black and white article on this website that explains all the things that needs to be done, and including pregnant women and the steps that needs to be taken. And then on that, again, depending on the country that you are in, you can actually click here and see where it says countries where you need to do TB tests for your UK application visa. And then if you code that, you will be able to see a list of countries here and all the information that they've actually covered. In this case, for this demonstration, we're going to be looking at Zimbabwe. Okay, so we're going to scroll down and click on where it says Zimbabwe. Once you go to Zimbabwe, okay, once I click on Zimbabwe, I'm going to get on these details. As you can see that there is a document here where I'm going to click and then I can get all the details. So TB testing in Zimbabwe, they have all the details here, like approved clinic, where are you supposed to be doing the TB test. I do get a lot of questions of people that say, can I go to any doctor to do TB test? So this is the only approved center. So this is where you get the address, okay, and then this is where you get the phone number. This is where the phone number, if you have any questions, if I missed out anything in this video, you get the information here, and in the email address, and then the cost as well, okay, and attending, when should you attend the clinic, okay, and again, what is needed here. As you can see, there is all these documents that I need when you are actually going there, and the fees, how you make the payment in Zimbabwe. Okay, in Zimbabwe you don't do an online payment, you actually have to go to the bank, and these are the bank details and the account number and everything you need to know. You just don't want to have to take information from me, but take this from this source, and then the steps and procedures. Please go ahead and visit this website before you do continue with this video. I highly recommend you do that. Okay, so let's actually move on. Again, I'm going to emphasize on reading the website, because anything that I'm going to say here is simply because I do have a social following of people that have been asking me how this is done. And let us move forward. So the first one thing that you need to have is to make sure that you have a working email. A lot of people, when they're doing TB test booking, they don't realize that they need an email. They go ahead and punch in an email, and then only to realize that the email is not working. So make sure that you try and test and send out email to make sure that you can open your email before you actually do this process. And then number two, you need to make sure that you use a Chrome browser. There are so many different browsers out there that you can actually use. So make sure that you use Chrome browser. It works much better. And then you must have internet connection and time. A lot of people out there, when they are doing the TB test process, you know, they come to me, say, I need help with TB test. And then they're like, I'm in a hurry right now. And then I'm like, oh, okay, if you're in a hurry, please, I don't want to help you. So make sure that you have internet connection and you have time as well. So are you ready to see the process? So let us actually go on tour on how to book the TB test. Okay, so for this demonstration is for Zimbabwe only, but the steps are similar. So you can go to the official website again to find out what the requirements and the payment processes and things like that based on the country that you are in. On this step, we are on the landing page to book TB. So you need to make sure that you take time to read this. As I've said earlier on, make sure that you're using Chrome browser if possible. Welcome to online registration site UK medical examination. Applicants for UK visa longer than 6 months must obtain medical certificate before submitting their visa. So you need to get this done, and then you need to also read this. And then there is information that is in red right now that says the following should contact IOM instead of using the online system. Applicants with previous registrations to applicants under 11 years old, applicants booking for family members. So in this case, it's nothing like that. We're just going to make the booking. So you can either create register here, or you can actually click on the register now. So whichever way you use, it's still okay. So the first thing that you're actually prompted with is, you can see here, okay, once you click there, the second step on the registration process, you're going to notice that there are 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you need to go through 4 steps, as it indicates there as well, that there are 4 steps at this stage, okay? And once you fill in these details, you also need to go ahead and click next or cancel, whatever, or back. So what I'm going to do here is date of first contact, that's 3 June 2023, and then country of assessment. This is where as you can see here, please select the country where you want to book the medical appointment. As I've indicated earlier on, that you need to check on the official government website where you need to do the TB test. So if I indicate that, some details actually pop up. Okay, we are still on page 1 of 4, as you can see right there. So the first option that you have here is the you're going to select the center. So for Zimbabwe, there's only one, depending on the country that you are in. I'm sure if you click here, you're going to see different options, and then there's IOM center. Okay, so everything that you see that has got a star, just remember that that is a mandate for you to fill. So I'm just going to go here. You need to select the visa type that you will select for. So there is family reunion, government sponsored, other settlement, depending with what you're going to. So in this case, this one is a work. I'm going to select work there. And then you select the details given on this first step. Okay, and then a pop-up comes that says here, you're going to be booking. Please note that you will not be able to make changes information after you're finished. So it's important that you actually go through and read what you have actually entered right there. And then what I'm going to do, I've just checked, and I can see that every piece of information is right, the name and everything. So I'm just going to click on next. Now I'm on step 2 of the process. And then on this step, what we have to do is to fill out these details right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select nationality. Okay, you select the nationality of, and then remember I said where there is a star, that part is a mandate. Then here there is the ID number. You can actually put the ID number, the passport issue date, expiry date of your passport, and your permanent address, your present address where you are staying. If it's the same, you click there, and then you put your phone number. And then when you're putting your phone number, make sure that you put your phone number with the plus sign, and then you put your email address. And remember, where I said there are red stars here, it's a mandate. So let me just go ahead and fill out this information. So now that these details have actually filled them in, one thing that I want you to understand is that on this date, you can actually click on any of these calendar icon, and then you can select your date manually. So if you make a mistake, there is a red sign that comes up here. Let me just show you. If I'm going to make a mistake on the date of expiry, so it shows here passport already expired because I've just changed the dates. So it's more like I'm saying that I took the passport 2022 and it's expired in 2021. So it shows that there is a mistake. So I'm going to correct that. So once this is done, make sure that everything is correct. At your bottom left corner, you just have to click on next. And then here on the phone number, make sure that you can add 4 numbers of your next of kin. It could be 2 of them or just your number if you're sure that you'll be getting the messages. And then you just hit on next. Now, once you hit next, there is step number 3, where it shows address in UK. A lot of people, they do ask about this address, so I'm not really sure in terms of this the actual address that you need to put here. And what you can do is that you can actually ask a relative if you don't have a sponsor yet or an employer. But in some cases, a sponsor your employer should actually provide this information on your behalf, and then you can actually fill that in. So yeah. And then there is an option here. If you don't have a sponsor yet that or employer that is taking you to UK, just say no. If you do have, just say yes. And then once you press yes, you just have to select what kind of sponsorship are you getting. You can actually select employer. You can actually sponsor postal code and anything in between. So as you may have guessed that probably your accommodation is not yet arranged. Okay, your accommodation is not yet arranged, and you're still working on that. So you can ask the people that are actually assisting you what to fill in on this page. And then on the other note, I've actually observed that if you don't know this address, okay, if you have no idea what this address is, you need to just go where it says there's a question mark here, and then you can just type in unknown. Okay, so yeah, address in UK, enter. Okay, so there's those space signs that you enter if you don't know the address, and then enter that if you don't know this. So let me just see if I can. Is this sign? I think that's that sign, or maybe it's this. I'm not really sure. The sign looks like that. Okay, so just follow what they've said here, that if unknown, follow that. Okay, so when that is done, you just have to hit on next so that you can go to the next step, which is step number 4. So here there is step number 4, where you're supposed to enter the security question. Now security question is they say write your own question. So basically it's a question that you can actually think of. Okay, who is your childhood superhero? What is your pet's name? Write your own question. Your favorite middle name, father. Okay, so you can just type anything. So you can actually say you can just type in a question. In this one, I'm just going to type your best uncle. I'm going to type in your best uncle, and then I'm going to put in the answer here. Okay, and then here on the verification code, what you need to do is to make sure that you enter these details. Okay, so here is I'm just going to enter that. Make sure that you take note, some of these are small letters and some of these are capital letters. Okay, so there we go. And then let me just enter the security question. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can do that. And then what I encourage you to do is that you save where you would have actually given your answer. Okay, don't forget that. And once that is done, sometimes this can actually give you an error. Let me just see if I can go on finish. Okay, so now I'm actually finished here. Okay, I'm actually finished. And then now I have to pick up these dates. Let me just one second. So when you get to this page, red simply means fully booked. Okay, so sometimes you can get to this page and everything is red. All you have to do is to find where you can go to the next page or next calendar. So in this case, I'm going to so there is the next day that is available is Monday and Tuesday or Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up Wednesday. So if you're making a booking for this, especially for the people in Zimbabwe, you need to take note of the transport logistics. Okay, how they're going to this place. Okay, so probably some of these people are using public transport, and early in the morning, if they're using public transport, there is kind of a traffic jam in the morning. So you have to book somewhere around 9 or 10 going onwards. The traffic would have actually slowed down. So in this case, I'm going to pick this date, and yeah, I'm going to pick that, and then 1 hour. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit scroll down and then find the save button, and then the save button is there. Okay, so you are going to be taken to this page where it says you have successfully booked your to IOM reference number. You're given the reference number and your unique ID for future with transactions and blah 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 blah. So a lot of people, when they do this, they don't save this information. So you need to make sure that you take a screenshot or you copy this. Paying attention to the information given here, as you can see, this is the username and the password. You also need to log into your account. As you have seen that they're saying that you can log into your account and then you can edit the information that you've actually given them, or if you want to check your dates and things like that. So make sure that you make use of that information as well. It's very important to keep this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this information. Okay, I copy this information and then I can put on where I know it's safe or I can access. The other thing that you can do is you can see there's an option to print these details. So you can just click on print. And I know some of you may not have computers, but this is the information, this exact page that you're printing is what you are printing. So if you click print, you're going to be come across this page. Let me just show you how this works. So I'm actually doing this from my office. So as you can see here, I do have a small printer in my office. So I can actually select to say that I'm going to print using my office printer. Okay. Or you can say save as PDF. If you say save as PDF, what's going to happen is that if you click save, this is going to be downloaded onto your onto your computer. Okay, let me just see if I can save that. So right now this is downloaded onto my computer, and all I can do is I can as well go ahead and check the PDF. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check my my downloads folder on my computer, and then this is the PDF. So this is another safe way of keeping this as well. And as I've actually indicated earlier as well, you have to check your email inbox. As you can see, they have sent me an email with that same information again. So these are like several ways of actually saving information. Now let's move to the next step that you need to take. So once you're done with the process, you need to physically go to the bank and make the deposit. So in order for you to get the banking deposit, they may change. I wish I could have actually put them here, but in future they could change. Who knows? Go ahead and go on this website and search for TB test Zimbabwe banking details or anything in between, so that you can actually get the currency. So now the payment is done in US dollars, so it's actually done in cash. I suppose you actually stand in the queue. I'm sure that a lot of people in Zimbabwe understand that making deposits you actually need. I'm not really sure about bank transfers, but the payment is done in cash USD. Okay, and please note that there is no payment you need to make at the center. Actually, you actually have to go to the bank, you make the deposit, and then you get a bank deposit. So the amount at the time that I'm actually doing this video, people aged 11 and above, it's 165 per applicant, and then below 11 and below, that's actually $75. Again, this information is from the official United Kingdom website. And then make sure when you are at the bank, you obtain the deposit slip. Okay, the printed slip that you get, you're going to be using this when you're actually going to the actual center where you're going to carry out the TB test. Okay, so moving forward, on the day of appointment, this is what you have to bring: a copy of your passport, and your passport, of course, and you also need to carry your ID with you. You also need 2 passport size photos. You need to do that. I'm gonna add details for my cousin, who actually, let me actually do that right now. I'm gonna put the details. So this is my nephew, actually, my nephew's phone number. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. So if you're in Zimbabwe, in Harare, just take a screenshot of this number. His name is Samiri. Okay, just say Samiri, I've been referred to you by Kuda. He can take you passport photos that you can actually use. It's my nephew. Please go ahead and support him. Okay, so I'm gonna move forward. I'm sure you've taken that number. Okay, moving forward here. You also need an A4 size envelope. Just make sure that you put your papers. And then also need the bank deposit slip, what you have actually gotten on the day when you made the deposit. Okay, you need to produce it at the center where you're going to be doing the TB test. And you also get to know after that, you go on the day of TB test. After that, you have to collect your TB test results, and then they will tell you that. And then if you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment in the comment section below. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to wrap up things and actually do a final, kind of summary of what we have actually discussed. So number one, we have discussed that you need to make use of the www.gov.uk, okay, because things may change. Kuda just did this video for his following, okay, and you need to do that. And the one thing that you need to make sure that you put things in place, okay, put things in place. The things that you need to use: email, make sure it's working, your passport is there, and everything is working as well based on what I've actually shown you. And then number three, make the booking. Make sure that you do have the money. And the booking, when you make the booking online, make sure that you follow the procedures that I've actually told you, and make sure you keep your reference safe. And then you have to payment, or say payment. Go and make the payment of the TB test. And then number five, okay, go for the tests. And then number six, you have to collect your results, okay. And then number seven, I'd say travel wherever you need to travel. I wish you all the best, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.